Hey, I'm Carmilla Renee with Keller Williams Realty, and today I'm going to give you some information that you may not have been aware about before you move to Charleston, South Carolina. Stay tuned. So I talk to a lot of buyers and different people that are moving to Charleston, South Carolina, and I ask them all the time once they've moved here, so what do you think? Do you love Charleston like you thought you would? What are your feedback, your comments? And a lot of them absolutely love Charleston, but some of the things that they tell me they weren't aware of before moving to Charleston, I'm going to let you know in this video. So make sure you like this video, make sure you comment below because I reply to all my comments, and make sure you subscribe to this channel because I am going to bring you content about Charleston, South Carolina, so you will know exactly everything you need to know before you move to Charleston. So first thing people tell me that they weren't aware of before they moved to Charleston was the fact that our weather was the way it is. Well, I will say they love the weather here. We definitely have some really hot summers. July, August, very hot. And our winters are mild. January is probably the coldest month of the winter season. But what they weren't aware of is the fact that in one day we could have all four seasons. Yes, we could start out in the 40s early morning, end up in the 60s, 70s by 9 o'clock, and by 1 o'clock we could be in the high 80s to 90s. So I always tell people, well, you may want to look at the weather before you leave home, and even though you may start out in a jacket, scarf, and hat, but before the day ends, you may end up in t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops. So plan accordingly. So the next thing that they weren't aware of is something we call no-see-ums. They are basically flying little gnats, and you barely could see them. Their nicknames are flying gnats, biting gnats, flying teeth. Like I said, no-see-ums. They're really small. They're about a 1/16 of an inch, and they can actually go through screens and window screens and door screens. So they get in your house. They swarm you and they bite you, and they bite hard. So yes, we have mosquitoes, but you can see the mosquitoes most of the time. The flying teeth, the no-see-ums, you don't even see them, and you feel the bite, and it's big. So people aren't aware of the fact that we have those no-see-ums here in Charleston, South Carolina. So the next thing that they weren't aware of is something we call the love bugs. We call them the love bugs because they're always attached to each other, and they're black with an orange head, and they're constantly mating. They're constantly mating because their lifespan isn't that long, but they lay about 600 eggs, and they are everywhere. They're around in May and September, so they're not around all the time, but when they are, it's so many of them. They swarm you. I mean, they're all in your cars. They're on the front of your cars from driving because you're hitting them. I mean, very irritating. I get it. I'm from Charleston, and I get it. They're irritating. But we only see them around May and September out of all the 12 months. So something we just have to get used to here in Charleston. Next on my list is alligators. So alligators here in Charleston love to sunbathe. They hang out by the lakes and the ponds, and sometimes they will walk the streets to get to the next pond. So, but sometimes they also walk up to your doorstep and trying to enter your house. Don't get that, but yes, alligators are something that we have plenty here in Charleston, and a lot of people weren't aware that as many alligators are here in Charleston. So that is something you definitely would like to know, and also know that you should never pet them. You should never go up to them. You should leave them alone and let them sunbathe and do their thing because they can be very vicious. They do kill people, and they have killed people and animals, so you want to stay clear away from them, but let them be. They are around. Last but not least is the cockroaches, or palmetto bugs, or water bugs. I mean, they have several different names, but cockroaches are not the little tiny ones that you would see in houses where they're not well kept or they're unclean. These are the big ones. I mean, they're big, they're black, and they can fly. Some of them actually fly. So a lot of people weren't aware that we had these cockroaches. They do come out in the warmer weathers, and yeah, they can be very irritating, but you don't see a ton at one time. It's usually one or two maybe. And like I said, they are not the little tiny ones that you would see in a house when it's not clean. So this is what most of the people I talked to tell me they were not aware of before they moved to Charleston, South Carolina. These are definitely things you will get used to because it's a beautiful place here. Yes, the weather is great. It's summer right now and it's hot, but it's a great place. The beaches are open, so everyone's hanging out and enjoying their time outdoors. So I still think it's a great place to live. I'm born and raised here and I love it. So if you have any questions about this video or any questions about Charleston, South Carolina, let me know. I can help you, point you in the right direction. Don't forget, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and give me some comments, and I definitely will reply to them. Thank you for watching.